I am Agustin. I go to West Salem High School. I am 16 years old. My dad was never in my life. He was just, he came home once a month and fed us and brought us money to support us for a week. Growing up without a dad was hard. I didn't have anybody to play with. I didn't have a dad to like hug when I come home from school. I started getting into gangs in 4th grade. I wanted to support my family because we didn't have any money. So the gang helped us, and they were like family, and they were protecting us. But it wasn't like a free money thing. We needed to work for it. We needed to go to schools and steal, and go to the stores and steal random stuff they would ask for.
When I first met Agustin, I was walking through the apartments down on 8th Street, and I saw these 2 boys that were new, and they were riding their bicycles, and they were doing ride-bys, shooting the other kids with BB guns, and they were terrorizing the kids. I knocked on his door, just like we do whenever there's a new family in the neighborhood. I invited him to Dream Center. He gave me this really strange look and slammed the door.
So the next week, Craig came and brought some friends over of mine. So then I said I'll go because my friends are going. So then I went to Dream Center. When I started going to Dream Center, I was the kid who always angry and always fighting with kids.
When Agustin first started coming to Dream Center, I quickly learned that he was a very unhappy child. He didn't have purpose in life. He didn't have hope, and so he didn't try. I learned that he had failing grades. He was in the principal's office every day. He was lashing out, and most people just saw that he was mean, and I just saw it was a little boy screaming for help.
When I was living at home, my bigger brother was always mad too and beating me up.
He came to our house, and he needed a safe place to stay one night. And he came over, and we were all watching TV, and he fell asleep on the couch. And so I went over to wake him up, and he started throwing punches in his sleep at me. And so finally I woke him, and I walked him upstairs and, you know, got him settled in a room. And then the next morning I talked to him about it, and he just said that he wasn't always able to sleep soundly without someone waking him, and so he was just scared in his sleep.
If I was going to say it was a moment that I saw a change in how he wanted to live, it was when I told him that it was okay to be angry. And I told him he had every right to be angry. We just needed to work on how he dealt with that anger. And it was then that he started asking me questions about anger and about how not to be angry. The big pivotal point in Agustin's walk, his life, and who he was going to be, happened on a Saturday at Dream Center. We'd been working with him a lot on anger issues and on triggers and how to handle things. And Agustin, when he would get upset, he would hyperventilate. And so we worked on breathing. And one day I walked into the gym, and I see this college volunteer named Josh, a couple high school guys, and a number of other kids standing at the free throw line. And Agustin is underneath the basketball hoop, and he's crouched down, and he's holding a basketball in his hands. And his knuckles are white because you can tell he's trying to pop this ball. And he's taking these deep breaths. He's just, and everybody else is not understanding what's going on. And I walked up and I put my hand on his head, and I simply said, "That's how a man handles a problem." And I turned around and I walked away. And as I walked away, I heard the ball bounce, which was a good thing because I was pretty much expecting it to bounce off somebody's face. And it didn't. And then he followed me out into the hallway, and we sat down, and I told him how proud I was. That was the first time I saw him make the right choice with anger. The Agustin today is a complete opposite of the Agustin that I once knew. He now is a leader, where before he'll even say he just followed. He has one of the most generous, loving, kind hearts I've ever seen. Where once he was the violent one, he now is the one who stops the fights. It isn't just him that's been changed. It's this whole sphere of influence. Other kids ask about him, and how did he do that? Because they remember who he was. And then I think about that generational thing where who his children will be and what they will do, and knowing that he's going to be the first in his family to go to college, and seeing how he is with Caleb, our 4-year-old, and other children, he's going to be an amazing father. He is going to be a father who teaches his children with love and without anger.
It's almost indescribable, the change of, from the person that Agustin was to the person that he is today. His whole demeanor is different. He's just this really soft, loving kid. It's like he's not, self-absorbed anymore. It's whenever you see him, he asks you how your day went. He's so concerned with other people now.
Agustin's story is Dream Center. It was a child who had no hope, let alone the ability to dream, who now has dreams that have turned into plans that he works toward, where once all he saw were the walls of oppression, now he sees doors opened towards success.
Now I am involved with football and track, and I have all good grades. My last report card was all A's and 1B, and all my teachers love me now. And before I had like the gangs, they were like my family. Now God reached all these volunteers from all different locations to have them as my dad, my cousins, my family. Lots of grown-ups were like thinking that I was gonna be dead before I was 18 and I'll be in prison. But now I want to be a youth pastor, I want to be a cop, I want to be an outreach pastor too. And someday I would love to run Dream Center.